with a lot of people all around the world. She was truly a sister to me, like Cebe Teyze being a mother to me. We got together, we enjoyed dinners together, we enjoyed lunches together. Rahsan abla and I, we went to many events. She introduced me to a lot of communities, a lot of business organizations. I remember flying to New York with her. I remember flying to Ottawa with her. I remember flying to Turkey with her from Canada. And we had many, many successful events, initiatives. She taught me a lot of things. Whenever I needed advice, she gave me the best advice. And the best is, she was always blunt. I always loved that about her. She always, even at events when we, you know, even gossiped about people, she was always blunt and she made me laugh all the time. And she was always speaking of the facts and truths, and never was a person that that did not speak you know, nonsense. It was always sensible. It was always logical. It was always a great opportunity to get advice from her at all times. And luckily, she spent her last 6 years in Canada. That was the opportunity for me to meet her, to spend a lot of time with her. And the last thing I want to say is, Cebe Teyze, I don't know how long this is going to take, but don't stay up too long. I don't want you to get sick, okay? Because we love you. Kisses to you, and so happy. I'm really glad to see so many people joining today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aaron. It was deeply meaningful. I don't know, some people don't have their names here. So Gunsan?
It's me. Gunsan, role model of my daughter.
I'm so emotional. I don't know really what to say because I have so many wonderful memories with Rahsan. We had lots of fun, and also we shared many sad moments and sad instances. But I lost my own blood sister to cancer 10 years ago. And after that point, Rahsan was my baby sister, and I lost her also to same terribleness. That's why I really don't feel the strength of talking a lot. But she was my soul sister. She was my sister from my heart, and Cebe Teyze is very special. And I just want to congratulate her to raise a child and then an adult like Rahsan, who left so many unforgettable memories with us while she was leaving us behind. Thank you, Cebe Teyze, and love.
You were her role model. Don't forget that. She kept on saying that Gülsan abla is my role model. So it is you who formed her a lot. Don't forget that.
But the unique thing about Rahsan is she never said a bad word for anybody, and she didn't allow anybody to gossip about some other people who are not around. She was always very straightforward, and I always enjoyed having her around me. Thank you again for this opportunity, and I'm very, very touched with seeing so many people who loved Rahsan or who love Rahsan as much as I do. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gunsan. We have Roger Downs next. Would you say something, Roger? Oh, you have to unmute yourself.
Hi, Seville. This is Steve and Roger. We are both here today.
And, oh my God.
We go
Oh, I
way
see
back.
you both. I see you both.
You see us both?
Yes,
We
yes,
go
my
back to
dear.
the 50s. Can you believe that? That's how old we are now. And then,
Yes, 1957. I have met your wonderful sister, I think 2 or 3 months earlier than I did you.
yes. And I want to
So
say,
you are number 2.
I want to say to everybody on this video, Assalamu alaikum. My Turkish is not adequate for what all this is, so I'm going to say this in English. But first I met you, Seville. It became my gateway to the Middle East and to all of the wonderful things over there. Later I met Rahsan. I didn't meet her that often, but every time I met her, she
You
generated.
skipped in between. You met my father.
Oh, yes, I did. I absolutely did that, right. But when I met Rahsan, every time I met her, she generated a story that I will never forget. She was just one of those people. She was bigger than life. And I just want to share one story, very simple story, but it was just kind of what Rahsan was about. A couple of, I would say probably 6 months maybe before she died, which still strikes me as amazing. We had a conversation. We called up and Rahsan was there and I was describing my problem that I had booked a flight on Turkish Air and then it was canceled because of the COVID crisis and I wanted to get a refund. And Rahsan gave out this huge laugh. She had this wonderful laugh. And she said, why do you try to do things in the normal way? You should do things the Turkish way. We use personal connections. I know that the president of Turkish Airlines. Don't leave it to me. I will take care of it. And 2 weeks later, I got my refund. And I have laughed about it ever since. And the thing that I loved so much about that was that she never let me forget it. She just kept laughing about it and telling me I owe her one. And when am I going to pay back? And let's get together sometime at a bar and we're going to have a good time. And it was so Rahsan, she's bigger than life. She was just a wonderful, embracing character that just embraced everybody. That's my memory.
Thank you so much, Roger. Now we go next to, let's see, what does GDI mean?
Yeah, it's that. I'm Alain. I'm Russian's cousin. And this is my wife, Andrea.
Andrea, my dear.
I'm in English because my Turkish is like 10-year-old Turkish. So, you know, I want So I'm going to tell a story how I met Rahsan 20 years ago, almost, you know, to the date. I received an email. I lived in New York at the time. And this person, Rahsan, says like, your father's aunt is my grandmother and we are Turkish and we're probably family. And politely, she found me on Google. Politely, I answered very quickly. It was like 2 p.m. New York time. I say, listen, I'm Armenian, you're Turkish. There is no way in hell that we're related, but you know, it must be a mistake. Thank you very much for connecting, but goodbye. And, you know, for a few minutes, I think about it and my father, he was somebody.
Yes, we can hear you.
30 seconds. And he said, you know, it's true. I never told you, but yes, we are related. And you have, when my aunt, you know, married this Pashaolu and, you know, became Muslim and we are related. And I was absolutely, you know, I was like, what, 32 years old at the time, obviously very, very surprised. And we decided to meet in London a few weeks later. And I still remember because, you know, when you hear Russian love one time you will remember all your life. And for the next 20 years, we've been, you know, meeting in France, in Canada, in the US, in Turkey. And it is so incredible that we've been separated because of religion. And then we've been reunited because we are one family. And I think this message of being together because we're one family, whatever religion we are, was kind of, you know, the link that made us see things so positively. And obviously losing her, as she loved to say that she was, you know, younger than me because she's 6 months younger, and she was always calling me the old brother or cousin, you know, would always upset me because we're very vain in the family, always make us laugh. So we lost somebody amazing, incredible energy, so smart, and that represented for me, you know, what's the most positive in life, even if we are from different country, different culture, different religion, we can feel so close. And I think it's a lesson for all of us to learn, and she represented that for, you know, our family, our kids, and missing her is, you know, absolutely an understatement. She'll be always with us in our hearts and represent what's positive in life and what we can achieve when love and understanding is at the center of everything. So that's my memory of Rahsan.
Okay, thank you so much, Ellen, and both of you for being here. I know it means so much to Rahsan. And then now we have Shauna Berger. Would you like to go next? Be comfortable, speak as you wish.
Hi, I'm Shauna Berger. I am my mother. Can you hear me?
Oh, now I see you.
Hi, Cebe.
Hi, my dear.
I feel like Pat should go first. Mom, are you ready to go?
If we can hear her, we can do anything you guys want. So Pat,
I couldn't hear her.
if Pat would like to speak, just unmute yourself and speak.
Oh, her audio isn't working.
No problem. So
Okay, so that's my mother, and she went to Turkey in 1957 as an exchange student with the American Field Service, and lived with Seville. And so Seville and Rahsan became a part of our family, and we've had a number visits to Turkey and visits with Rahsan and Seville here in Boston. And we have, I mean, I think one thing I've noticed, everybody who's spoken almost has said Rahsan was my sister. Just this feeling of, despite the fact that we didn't see each other that frequently and we're far apart, there was this feeling of love and closeness and just enthusiasm that I always felt, just tremendous love. And we have a saying in our family, everything worth doing is worth overdoing. And that's kind of, I feel like, a good description for Rahsan. Her smile took over her face. Her stories were always amazing, and her food was lavish and extravagant. And I just have very big, loving memories of her. And so thank you for creating this nice gathering for us to share. And I love you, Seville.
Me too.
thank you so much for that, Pat. now we have next Ilana Berger.
Hi, I am Shauna's sister and Pat's daughter and Steve's nephew who spoke. I think I'll just, what everybody said rings so true. I think I think back to being a teenager and visiting Turkey, and Rahsan was so glamorous. She was like the cool, glamorous big sister. And I remember her taking us shopping at this mall that was kind of amazing, and just feeling like if she told me to wear something, I would wear it because it must be cool and fashionable. And yeah, I will always remember that trip to Turkey and having her sort of dress us up and being the big, cool, amazing kind of big sister. And so I think that Margot's on here somewhere, I think my cousin who came back from Turkey, super glam, and so she should also talk about that. But I just, yeah, and getting to, over the years, see Rahsan, and I feel like she always had advice and sort of a plan for how I could make things in my life better. And I was really fortunate that I was in Toronto, I think last year for work, and got to stop in and see Seville and Rahsan, and she seemed so, given that she'd been sick, she still was so full of life, even if her body wasn't quite as energetic as it had been. Like, it still could not contain the massive amounts of energy and just life in her. And so I feel so lucky to have been part of that life, and so sad, and send you huge love and hugs, Seville, and everybody that Rahsan touched, because she had so much more life in her, and it's real, so sad that we lost her, but such a tribute to her amazingness, how many people are here sharing stories. So thank you all.
Oh, Ilana, I love you, my baby.
Thank you so much, Ilana. We now have Katie Wilkins.
Hello, Cebe.
Hello.
I'm a relatively much older friend, probably dating back to our teenage years. I'll share a memory. We spent our last junior and senior years together. We lived in each other's house. Our week would be 3 days at my place, 3 days at Rahsan's, and then there was Etal. We would go to hers, and Banu would come, and we would go to hers too. But the sleepovers was usually at my place and Rahsan's, and we practically lived together. And
how do I forget?
And we would steal Allegra's bread.
You know who I have with me? Galip I have with me.
Yes, I see him. We had wonderful adventures and a lot of laughter. And after Rahsan moved to Istanbul, I stayed in Izmir, but we would still go and see each other. And years passed, I moved abroad, but she always, up until recently, actually, we kept in touch for a long time. But I think it's the last 10 years we really drifted apart. And understandably, we're all moving, and life is moving so fast that I've relocated quite a number of times. I think it's been hard to keep track. Some of these things I'm hearing resonate so much. She was always so direct that you'd know if you wanted to hear the truth, you'd go to Rahsan. That was one of her qualities I really admired. And the laughter resonates a lot too. She had what a gregarious laugh. God bless her, Sevil. I don't know what to say. We were blessed for the time we had with her.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you so much, Haiti, for that. We next have Simon Alouette.
Hi, I'm Simone. I'm in Toronto now. I've been friend with Rahsan since I was in high school, and Heidi, actually, she was a Taz friend then. We were not in the same class, but she was my friend's friend, but we knew each other. So it's been probably 35 years that I've known her. But then we lost our track because I was in Izmir and she was in Istanbul. Then I moved to Canada and she was in Istanbul. Then she moved here and we reconnected. And I'm so glad we reconnected and we've been together and we spent some time together. She was a very special person. I'm so glad that we've been. And it's a big loss, I think, but it's blessing that all these people love her and we've known her. And she was friend with my son. My son was here, just left, and he wanted to say something, but he had to leave. And my mother-in-law, so maybe she wants to say a few words for her too. Hi, Sevil.
Hi, my dear. Hi, my dear.
Well, Rahsan was a very special person also for me, even though we knew each other for a short time. We had a wonderful time in her birthday. So, Sevil, you must always know that you were a wonderful mother for a very long time. I know you took very good care of her. So God bless you and take good care of you. I love you.
Me too.
Yes, Sevil.
I'm doing my best. Bye-bye, dear.
Thank you
Seville,
so
it's Steve, and my computer's going to die, so I just wanted to say something quickly before the other people, and I apologize for going ahead. I had the privilege of meeting Rahsan when she came to Canada, and at the first meeting, we became immediate good friends, and we talked and we talked and we talked and we storied, and she taught me so much about life, and the respect that she had for her mother was beyond anything I ever saw, and the love that she had for her mother, it taught me a great deal. You know, I had the opportunity to be with her in Turkey and Toronto, and we were at various ANCHAM events, and she was always helping everyone. She was not the number one person. Everybody else was the number one person. And if you look at all the faces of the people here, Seville, that are on this video, you know, they don't even have to talk. You can just look them in the eyes and you can see the admiration, the love they had for her, and more importantly, for you as well. And you brought up an amazing daughter, and you've taught so many of us here what we have to strive for. And I hope that we can all strive to create such a wonderful person that she was, and how she helped the community and everyone. So we miss you in Toronto, and we're thinking of you all the time.
Stephen, I miss you too. Thank you for the wonderful words I heard. You are a real friend, even though for a short time, for my lifetime, you are a short time friend. But I do appreciate, and I'm thankful to you for all the good things you did, and which you are continuing doing it. Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we have Linda Kuyung I'm sorry, I'm butchering everyone's names. Please forgive me, but with
Hello, iyi akşamlar. We met, hello Sevil teyzeciğim.
Hello, my dear.
Hello, I met Rahsan in a wedding, in her cousin's wedding. And it was like love at first sight. We just connected very well. We became very good friends. And she was a very dear friend, a very special person, a person whose smile and laugh, what we cannot forget about it. I mean, she was a nice word for everybody. She was such a dear person. And she was always the one that was giving. She wanted to please everyone. And her love for her mother, I mean, everyone knows it. I know, unfortunately, I am the only one who understands how you feel, Sevil teyzeciğim.
I know.
Unfortunately. But we know that time will heal everything. We'll never, ever forget her. She's a character that you can never forget. She was so special. And I think she make everyone laugh in heaven. She has for sure heaven. And we'll never forget her. And we're here for you, Sevil teyzeciğim, whatever you need. If we can do anything to ease your life in any way, just we're here
I
for
have
you.
a lot to learn from you.
No, anyway, thank you for this meeting. It was lovely. And it was such a relief to see how much she was loved. Thank you and good night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. We have someone listed as Galaxy A10. Would you like to go next? Okay. Or would Canon Salik like to go next? Thanks. And you could unmute.
Ha Canan ama.
Sevil teyzeciğim, sizi de göreyim. Hi everyone. It's so good to feel this love and friendship around, and maybe I can speak later. Huh? Sorry.
It's very emotional for everyone. I just also want to mention that we are recording this for everyone who can't be here, and as such beautiful words. So if anyone has anything about that, please let us know. We have iPhone. I'm going to put you on the spotlight because I don't know your name. And if you'd like to go next, would you like to?
Yep.
You're just iPhone, so I don't know. You're spotlighted now.
Yeah, okay. Hi, everybody. This is Heba.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? So, dear Sevil and dear all Rahsan's friend, it's wonderful. Now, as I was hearing everybody, I thought of one thing. Now Rahsan is looking from up there and laughing at us and giggling as she always do, and and started to say, yeah, you should have said that and you should have done that, but the one thing that I want to say, she connected all of us. There are so many people who loved her, who care about her, who has amazing memories to cherish. I met Rahsan at the US consulate in Istanbul 11 years ago. And, as you all know, she know how to make an entrance, and she walked in and started laughing and talking and said and who are you? And so I introduced yourself. Yeah, we went to school together. We went to LSE. We should meet. And ever since that date, we became very, very good friends. Lots of memories in Istanbul, going out for lunches and dinners with another friend of ours, Sonia, who couldn't be with us because she had a an operation today. A lot to cherish. She's an amazing person. She always argued with me about religious, about politics, and about how Turkey is much, much better than my country, Egypt. And she said, like, you know, I mean, but, you know, like she was very fond of her country, very fond of her friends. She always cared about everybody and cared about girls, and especially, you know, like girls from underprivileged areas. She wanted to give them education because she knew that education is, you know, like is the only way that they can flourish and, you know, like and be successful. You know, I think everybody said she always wanted to help every person. And you know, she has been there for me, you know, like in every step. She's somebody that will always be alive with us. Her memories, her laughter, her argument, I miss that very much. And I always have a lot of respect to her and her respect to you, Cebe. She always looked up to you as her role model. She admired you and admired everything that you've done, and you've done an amazing job raising her. And you know, like I thank everybody today for pulling this all together. And yeah, we'll always remember her and remember our laughter and jokes and the breakfast in July, Cebe.
Breakfast in July. Love you, Heba.
Love you too.
Thank you so much, Heba. That was very beautiful. Itel Varon, would you like to go next?
Hi, everybody. I met Rahsan when we were, I think, 11 years old. So it's a long time ago, a very long time ago. When I heard she passed away, it struck me like a part of my childhood and my teenage years went away with her too. And we have so much memories. Like, I know the first time we had our periods, the first time when I don't know, we have, like, we lived at, like Heidi said, we used to stay at each other's places all the time. And when I went to college to Istanbul, she also went to college to Istanbul. And I was supposed to live in the dormitory, but I lived with Sevil and Rahsan. And we had amazing, amazing time. And then life made some different choices for us, and we kind of fell apart after, I think we were kind of 30 years old. Then about 4 years ago, I think, when she came to Turkey, we bumped into each other and we reconnected. And I don't know, she was all what everybody had said. She had such a passion for life. And I think, Sevil, you are also a big reason for that, because you also have a big passion for life. You always had it. And I learned so much from being with you and Rahsan all my teenage years. And I think we served each other in so many different ways. And I really, really deeply feel her loss. I'm sad. I'm very sad. But when I see everybody here, it's so beautiful. She had built such a community for herself. And this is exactly how I know Rahsan. Like, this is who she was. Such a loving, big-hearted person. I love you, Sevil. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And letting me have a space also. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Ital, for those beautiful words. We have next Iran Sari. He spoke already. So Sanam, okay, Zafar and Sanam. Would you like to go next?
Hi.
Hello.
Great to see you again.
Cebe teyze merhaba, nasılsın?
İyiyim canım, iyi olmaya gayret ediyorum elimden geldiği kadar. Sizler iyi misiniz?
Biz de iyiyiz çok şükür. Seni gördük, daha iyi olduk. Çok mutlu oldum.
Canım.
Hello everyone. We met Rahsan and Sevil teyze just we arrived Toronto 5 years ago, and she helped us a lot in our social lives and professional lives. We got lots of gatherings together. She opened up the doors for us for many occasions. As I'm from aviation side, I can tell you one of my story with her so that you can laugh. One day early in the morning, she called me and she was speaking in a very quiet voice. I said, "What's happening?" She said, "I'm in the aircraft from Istanbul to Toronto and I need you to upgrade someone." I said, "Rahsan, isn't it too late to tell me this?" And then she said, "Okay, goodbye." And when she arrived in Toronto, we talked about this issue. On her way back, this was a mission to Turkey, some business people visiting Turkey, and on her way back, she saw one of the delegation needs an upgrade because of his physical issues. And he wanted him to be upgraded, but the doors were closed and the aircraft was pushing back to pist. So what she did, she called our chairman in the aircraft. And then our chairman ordered, connected to the captain just before takeoff, and this gentleman has been upgraded to business class. So I am sure she's been upgraded to heavens, and hopefully we met her in heaven. She was a true inspiration for all of us, Sevil teyze as well. They resemble the power of love for us, and hopefully we meet Sevil teyze again, even in Istanbul or in Toronto. Thank you.
Thank you to both of you. I cherish you both.
Thank you for sharing. Can we have Pia next? Would Pia like to speak?
Merhaba.
Ah canım benim.
Bilmiyorum, beni görüyor musunuz? Arkada tatlı Rahsan'ın fotoğrafı var. Evet. 2 sene evvel Çeşme'de. Hi to everyone. I can speak English, but I can't speak about my emotions. So I have to speak Turkish. I'm very sorry. 3 nesildir tanışırız bu aileyle. Annemin en iyi arkadaşıdır Sevil abla. Babaannemin en iyi arkadaşıdır Rahsan'ın anneannesi. Herhalde 100 seneden fazla tanışıyoruz.
Onun eskisi var sizin senin bilmediğin.
Mutlaka vardır. Ona yetişemedim ama.
Ona yetişemedin ama ben yetiştim.
Rahsan'ı 54 senedir tanırım. Doğduğumuzdan beri tanırım. Çocukken çok kavga ederdik. Çok cırlardı, çok şımarıktı. Çok konuşurdu, hep beni şikayet ederdi. Bebeği paylaşamazdık, İnge'yi paylaşamazdık, Sevil'i paylaşamazdık. Ama o benim ilk kardeşimdi. Öldüğü için çok üzgünüm. Sevil abla Seni çok seviyorum. Daha fazla bir şey söyleyemeyeceğim, saçmalayacağım.
Bebeğim, sen de benim ilk bebeğimdin biliyorsun. Hoş bilmesin ya, nereden bileceksin? Bir kadardı. Kucağımda büyüdü.
Bilmiyorum. Bana şey dedi en son İzmir'de. Bak dedi, sen benden güzel olabilirsin dedi. Hep güzellik üzerine kavga ederdik çünkü. Sen daha güzelsin. Ben daha güzelim diye. Ama şunu fark ettim dedi. Ben senden gencim ya dedi. Yani insanların konuştuklarını dinliyorum. Sevdiğim kadar varmış Rahşan. Kızdığım kadar varmış. Çünkü hep başkalarını kendisinin önüne koymuş. Kanada'ya gittiğiniz için ikinize de çok kızdım. Benden bu kadar uzağa gittiğiniz için. Sizi seviyorum. Rahşancığım, seni de çok seviyorum. Nurlarla yat inşallah. Seni de görmeye geleceğim Sevil ablam.
Bir an evvel.
Umarım Rahşan orada bütün sevdiklerimizle, tüm o nesiller boyunca öbür tarafa gidenlerle birlikte oturmuş bizi seyrediyordur. Gurur duy, bak kızını ne kadar çok seven var. Ama Rahşan olduysa senin sayende oldu. Ben de onu senin gibi bir annesi olduğu için çok kıskandım. Sizi seviyorum. Hoşçakalın.
Rahşan da seni kıskanırdı. İnge gibi annem var, Ergun gibi babam var diye. Ne haber?
Tamam işte, yani kardeşlik böyle bir şey. Hani kardeşlik demek hiç durmadan kıskanmak demek. Biz de üstümüze düşeni yaptık ve hep kıskandık.
Canım benim.
Seni çok seviyorum. Çok öpüyorum.
Canım. Bak, üstünde Rahşan 4 derece.
We have. Sorry, I'm going to spot you. I'm so sorry your name is not showing. Serkan.
Serkan çok Serkan. Hadi yine konuştum.
Sevgili ablacığım merhaba. Hi everyone. The only thing that I want to say is I miss her. As a friend, as a sister, as a partner, I really miss her. I met her about 27 years ago. And we thought we were gonna go to Miami together, Sevil abla. When she recovered, there's so much that she did for everyone, for me, for everyone around her. She was caring, very caring. And she was very trustworthy. You know, you could trust her to the end. And I have a sister, but you know, she has been as close to me as my sister, and probably more. You know, I haven't heard a bad word. You know, she was always guiding. Although we were a year apart in age, she was more mature, and I was the small one always, and the little boy who needed to be beaten up, and she would always say, do this and do that, and never did that, and you know, and I have to say that continued until a couple of hours before she passed away. That she was texting me, do that and that. Cebe abla, you are dear to us, and you have been such a wonderful support to all of us, and sharing your daughter with us as our friend, and we'll keep her legacy. Rahsan, she left such a big legacy. Her name, the people she touched, and the things that she's done. Her name is gonna be there, and a lot of people will remember her. I miss you, my sister. Thank you.
If you'll guide them, did you eat something? Hello. Thank you so much for that really beautiful and heartfelt thing that I know is how we all. If Eva Banu would like to go next. Eva, would you be?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, I am Janan's sister and Rahsan's sister as well. I've known her, I don't know how long. Well, our families, go back 3 generations. Our friendship go back 3 generations, and well, it's very difficult to talk about her. But what I'd like to say, and what I have been from the stories that you all shared, she was a great woman, and she will be truly missed. And what I will miss is her infectious laughter, because she would brighten up wherever she went in. The room would, yeah, well, it's hard to talk about her, and she was the sister in Istanbul, and we all lost an amazing person. So yeah, she has always been there, and she will be there. Sorry, Sevil, it's hard. It's hard, I know, and we all love you. Thanks for sharing her with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Speaking Eva, we next. Would Dave Olson like to go next?
Hello. Stable, it's good to see you on the screen. We're just so sad to lose Rahsan. I've known her about 5 years. She has been the heart and the soul of our AmCham chapter here in the GTA. She's been just absolutely wonderful to me. She welcomed me to Toronto and to Canada, and has been such a huge supporter for me personally. But for AmCham, she never relented. She was always there for us. She was selfless. She, as everyone knows, she's outspoken. She was always smiling and always laughing. For me, she shared what AmCham could be and what I could be. She was never bashful. She was full of energy, full of passion. She never let me or AmCham settle for good enough. She always pushed us to be better. And as everyone I think on the phone knows, she could be demanding. She never let up on us. but we appreciate every second of it. She's such a loss to us at AmCham, and for me personally, huge loss. What a great friend. She was always there anytime I needed anything. You know, even to the very end, she was there encouraging, pushing us to do more. You know, for AmCham, one thing we will do, and it's one of the few things that we can do, every year, our AmCham chapter recognizes and awards companies and entities that do good services for others. We call it the AmCham Social Impact Award. And the way we're going to recognize and remember Rahsan is we're renaming one of those awards, which goes to a not-for-profit who makes the biggest impact in Canada. We're going to rename that as the Rahsan Cebe Social Impact Award for AmCham, so that every year when we give our awards and every year when we have our ceremony, we'll be able to tell Rahsan's story and share all that she's meant to all of us. Seville, thank you so much for sharing her with us. Thank you for, also thank you for all of the meals that you fed myself and my son through the years. We love your lamb. We will miss Rahsan. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And thank you to you for thinking so nicely. Thank you.
We miss her.
Thank you so much, Dave. We have Margot next, if Margot would like to speak.
Hello. Hi, Seville. I wish I were there to give you a big hug. I first was welcomed into this amazing family when I went to Turkey at age 16 with my grandmother and my aunt, and this amazing family opened up an amazing world for me based on generosity. We lost my grandmother this year as well, and I think what was amazing about Rahsan, and I also my grandmother, is that they had so much energy and they could embrace the world because they could also let go. They didn't hold on to everything. They shared their energy so that they could bring more energy into themselves and then multiply it. And that generosity I carry with me, and I am who I am today because of Seville and Rahsan. It's just being a 16-year-old and seeing the world for the first time. It's who I am today. And I think the other thing too that I learned from her is that there's never a problem. There's always a possibility. And if you see something that confronts you, you just need to stop and you need to look at it in a different way. And there's also a lot of humor in that. And the other things that I will also cherish is that there were times when I got to spend time with Rahsan while I was traveling and working in the world. I could always come back to Istanbul and I would be welcomed. It was a refuge for me when work and life was a little bit hard. And sometimes we would sit on her rooftop and we wouldn't say anything, and all she would do was give me a hug, and that was enough. And I think she was an incredibly vivacious person, but I treasured those moments of quiet with her just as much. And I will miss her very, very much. I love you, Seville. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Love you, dear. Love you.
Thank you so much, Margot, for that. Izzet, would you like to go next?
Sure. Actually, I've known Rahsan since 1993 or so. So it's been almost like 27 years. And as you all know, she was very, very full of laughter, sincerity. And my time with her was always very personal and very, to say, high quality and sincere time. It was very, very dear friendly. And as some of you mentioned, she was very creative to the problem solutions in a very sincere way. And also in my life, she brought me like 2 times very, very important. One of them is lifetime, one of them is business-wise solution. And one time we had a problem with one of our large size of lands. We're a land developer by profession. And she was the expertise person in a trial, in a court case. And because of her very honest expertise, that piece of land, the trial that we had was resulted in a very, very righteous way, so to speak, because of her sincere support. But the second time another time that we were together with her, luckily she has saved the life of my father-in-law. When we were at the restaurant about 10 years ago in Istanbul, she was with one of our friends who was a brain doctor. She was a very, very good-looking lady who was a brain doctor. And my father-in-law had a stroke. He had a brain stroke in that restaurant. And luckily, because I saw Rahsan on the other table and we were like chatting before the thing happened. The thing happened in a bathroom when my father-in-law was in a bathroom. So her friend, her brain doctor friend, ran immediately and rescued my father-in-law. So this was the second time that it was a very, very important result, which was a lifetime matter this time that happened. Unfortunately, like 3 years ago, which is like 7 years after the incident, that brain doctor has passed away because of a heart attack. And she was a very young, cheerful lady too. So those were the 2 incidents that she touched in our lives as well. And most of the time I was together with her, like I said, very, very personal time. And she was very, very determined in a lot of ways. And she used to look at situations from multiple angles. Like, let's say, think of the 360 degrees angle. And like, let's say I have to look at it from half of it. Another friend would look at it from another quarter of it. And she used to see and think about angles that most of us would not see or touch. So those were the angles that was very, very close to the solution. I will always miss her. I mean, she was a dear friend to me. And I'm really so sorry that maybe we couldn't realize the situation earlier to maybe, go for a different treatment or a country. I don't know what to say, but there's a destiny in everybody. So she wanted to stay in that city with those conditions. She wanted to move there. So that's her destiny. But I think this is all I can say at this moment. Thank you. Thank you. May God bless her soul. May God bless her soul, and may she rest in heaven.
It's tough. I have nowhere to say. You did your best. You were the only person who persuaded that she should move out of Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
But it just didn't work. We were just a bit late on. As you say, destiny. Almighty decides about everything.
I believe on the presence of souls. I'm a little spiritual person in a little way. I have lost my father. He was murdered in 2001. He was murdered 19 years ago. He was stabbed in a cemetery when he was praying. So I lost my father in a very incident way. but there's a spiritual communication or soul communication in life that I believe. So I think Rahsan's soul is very much aware of what's happening. So you know, I'm sure we'll have ways to communicate with her soul, and I'm very confident about that. I'm not saying this just to say it, but I really believe it spiritually. So that's another part of the thing. So physically, okay, physically everybody goes out of the world at one point, but spiritually she's there. So most of you, if not all, will find a way to communicate with her soul.
I want to touch and hug her so much. What can I say?
No, thank you, Izzat, for those words. I know we all pray for Rahsan's soul very much. As we, just before we go to the next person, we have several people who are here in person. So we thought we'd have them speak for a second.
Would you like to go next? Okay, so this is you.
Hi everybody. Sevil ablacığım merhaba.
Merhaba Çotko, merhaba.
I'm Ferhan. Rasho is my husband's very close friends from childhood. I always listen their stories about climbing up the trees in Alsancak near Bonjour. First I saw Rahsan when I was in Turkey on TV in NBC. Mehmet, my husband, told me that she's my friend. She's my very good friend. So destiny, we both moved here to Toronto. When she was sick 2 years ago, doctors were hopeless, but she was full of hope and she was cheering us. Don't worry, I'll be okay. I'll get over this. And she lived 2 years. Good. We were out together, going to shopping centers, eating out. We thought that it was over. When I heard the news, I was in Turkey, in Çeşme. I couldn't believe what I heard because I left her here healthy. We were together, spending time. Each day with Rahsan, we text each other. We used to text each other like 5 times a day. Talk once or twice on the phone. She was a sister to me, and she was so supportive to me, to my husband, and to my kids. I still can't believe she's not here. I'm in her neighborhood and she's not here. It's so hard to realize this, I know. I'll miss her so much. I love you all. Bye. Öpüyorum Sevil ablacığım.
Ben de seni canım. Bir an evvel bekliyorum.
Geliyorum.
Hello, this is Bill Katay. I work with Dave and Philip at the American Chamber of Commerce in Canada. Sevil, I've been thinking about you a lot the past couple weeks, and I don't want to dwell on, you know, how much my heart goes out to you, and I hope you're doing your best to take it day by day and realize that you were given a precious gift, and every day I know that I spent with her was a treasure, and so I'm sure you feel the same way. You know, if there's anything we can do in Toronto to help you, please do not be shy, just like your daughter is not shy. Let us know how we can try to make this as easy as possible. You know, I was thinking about this. I was dithering about whether to appear via Zoom or in person. And at the last minute, I decided to do it in person. And I'm glad I did, because I have to wear a mask. And this way I can hide the pain of how I feel in my face because I think that would be a downer for everyone else to see. But I always determine how I feel about people based on their attitude, because a lot of things are outside of our control, our talent, our abilities, et cetera, but attitude is something that everyone can control every single day of their life. And if someone asked me to come up with a exemplary example of the best attitude to attack problems, it would be Rahsan. And she was always outgoing. She was always, you know, full of life, full of energy, told you exactly what she felt, you know, and you know, let you know if you made a mistake, but always told you I love you afterwards and stuff like that. And it was really good for me because people who know me well know I spend like 2 hours writing an email because I'm like, oh, what does this word mean? What does that word mean? She says what was in her heart, and she meant everything she said, and it was said with care, with compassion, with love. And I hope I've learned the lessons from that. She's been a tremendous influence in my life. Even in her last years, whenever we asked her how she's doing, she's always saying, oh, wonderful, can't be better. I mean, you know, if I was in the same situation, I would be more, I'd express my, you know, fears and concerns more, but she didn't. It was bubbly and vivacious, and the way she and you know, her family welcomed our family will be greatly appreciated and deeply touched, and we hope we can repay the favor. Anyways, I could go on for another 3 or 4 hours, but there are a lot of people who want to express their love. So may God's love be with her. You know, let us know how we can help you, and all the best.
Hi, I'm so sorry. If Rahsan would be here, she'd be telling me not to talk because I get too emotional. So, right? That's what Rahsan would be telling me. And, you know, she was a friend to me. I don't know why she decided to become such a good friend. And she was one of the few people who really knew how to handle me and manipulate me, so I should be a better person. So I'm so sorry, you know, for our loss. And, you know, I'm just so sorry.
Hi everyone, this is Shule. Thank you for all of you being here today in person and via Zoom. I'm Rahsan friends. I met her here in Toronto. Oh, she was such a, you know, wonderful person, such a character. She was fun, brave, you know, energetic, and she was always trying to help people. And I was trying to build up a new business here. She always came up with the new ideas, and she was supporting me every time. And lately we were talking about going to a vacation together, to a tropical island together, having our pina coladas and spending my husband's money. She was always having fun of my, you know, husband and being over thrifty. But we couldn't make this trip together. But I will always remember and miss her. She was such a unique soul. I love you, Rahsan, so much. Rest in peace there. And Sevil abla, we love you so much as well. Please let us know whenever you need, here in Toronto or in Istanbul.
Your husband helped me a lot yesterday, you know that?
Yes.
I love you too. You've been wonderful. I was grateful to him, and I will always be till I die. But I'm grateful to you as well, my dear, for helping Tara with organizing this.
You're always welcome. It's for Rahsan, the last thing, not last thing, but you know, we are always praying for her. I know she's in a better place, and we love her so much. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Arzu. I'm Rahsan's friend. I met her in Toronto. We talked to her several times. We meet her several times. Every time she was smiling. I miss her so much. Sevil abla, I miss you too. Thank you.
I miss you, girls. I miss you, girls.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see so many people that Rahsan touched the lives. She also touched mine. I just wish I had more time with her because I just met her 1 year ago when I was posted here as Consul General. And even before we met, she sent me text messages with such flattering words, always supportive and encouraging. And during all the time we were together, she kept her support. She had such an extensive network and she loved connecting people. And she always knew whom to connect with. Even during her last days, she connected me with a women platform to start a chapter in Canada. We had so much to do with her. I also wish I had more personal time with her. She was such a role model for many Turkish women, I think. And when she was planning to go to Turkey for her treatment, I told her, you are our rock, so go fight and come back for us. She was so emotional with these words, but I meant it because she was the one to fight the cancer better. And I know that now she's in a better place. But getting to know her mother, dear Sevil, better, I understood what was the real point behind Rahsan's character. With her strength, her mother with such a strong and sophisticated woman, she was the real, I think, point behind Rahsan. And Sevil Hanım, you are also an inspiration to me as a mother. We all learned very much from you, and just know that you did everything what a mother could do, and she was so lucky to have you. We are all so lucky to know you as well and to be able to cherish Rahsan. And I know that you will honor her memory in very good ways, and we will together keep her memory alive. And I would like to thank Tara also for this organization for connecting us as Rahsan would love. Thank you.
I would like to say a few words about that. You are the person that made me so proud that as a Turkish woman, we have someone like you. I know you are wonderful with your job, but your human being, your human side is so strong. One of the very few people that I have met during my 83 years. Keep up the good work you've been doing. Please, and God be with you. I'll never forget what you did for me. I'll never forget, I cannot. If it wasn't for you, I would have gone into 10,000 pieces in that horrible hospital. You kept me stay there and be strong. It's because of you.
Thank you, thank you. But I'm also proud to represent so many successful and beautiful women like Rahsan. She was telling me, I'm the pride of Turkish women in Toronto. I was saying, no, you are my pride because I'm lucky to.
She was right. She was right. Rahsan was right.
Thank you. I think we are all right. And as I said, you are also an inspiration to me. Even I told my daughters Rahsan's story and your story. And we love you. And we'd love to be in touch with you.
I'm honored to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have so many more people to go through as well.
And also, as everybody's on phone, I'll say I'm Tara, and it's a pleasure having these beautiful souls in my home, and with Soleil and Sinam to host you today, and hearing everyone's stories, heartbreaking. I'll just share one story of Rahsan, and then we'll go continue and many, many more on this call. she's someone who only spoke well of every single person. I've never known her ever to criticize anyone, and she always connected with generosity. The number of people she's introduced me to, including Galip here, who is now facilitating Seville on this call, as well as even reconnecting with Sanam in so many ways, and Sule and all these wonderful people, and David, and the entire table that day. Beautiful, beautiful soul. She also donated extremely to charity, and she was a big supporter of Educator Girl. Of course, Phil, you spoke at our conference, Educator Girl Skin Color, and the passion with which she helped all those in need is irreplaceable. And as others have said today, her complete, she was a forward straight shooter. She would always say things as it is. Even if she said flattering words, they were authentic flattering words. And if she didn't like something, you knew. And I loved how straightforward she was, because she managed to be positive, connecting, generous, and kind, while at the same time having zero tolerance for nonsense. And I love that about her. And I feel that that's irreplaceable, and how much of a well-wisher she was to me. Like the wonderful thing she said about Sanam, she also used to say that I was very special for all the Muslim women in Canada. And, but I think to me, she was one of the biggest role models. So now we'll continue on this journey. So if you'll answer that, we'll go to the next person on our list. Here we have Tony. Tony, would you like to go next?
Yes. Hello, Seville. How are you?
Fine, my dear. Trying to do my best to be strong.
Yes.
We're free to Russia.
Yes. So, I mean, Rahsan and I met first on a trade mission to Istanbul, and you know, she showed immediately what a person she was, making connections, as everybody says, very selflessly, saying, Tony, did you meet this person? I want you to meet this person. And then following up very shortly, did you meet this person? Did you meet this person? Always making us do better. Always making us reach for something beyond ourselves. And just as Dave Olson was saying, and when, you know, after our mission to Turkey, we became good friends, and that continued. Always this making connections, making us reach to do more than we otherwise would. And the most important thing to me was, as I got to know her over the years, was the absolute joy and laughter that accompanied all of this. And Seville, you know that we used to speak on the phone just about every week, and we used to laugh a lot. And it was such a great pleasure to spend some time each week talking to Rahsan. And we didn't just talk about business and making connections, but we just spoke about life generally. And it, as I said, it was just a joy and a lot of laughter. And Seville, I will miss you, and I will miss Rahsan tremendously.
And I wait you to Istanbul.
Yes.
Or to Bozcaada, you never know.
Yes. When we come to Istanbul again, I will come and visit you.
Definitely. I'm waiting you.
Thank you so much, Tony. We have someone who's listed as student, so we will spotlight student. If you could introduce yourself.
Yes, this is Ron Majorano. I'm with AmCham, Dave and Bill and the gang. Seville, our heart goes out to you, of course, and everybody else on the phone. We miss her very much. We loved her. I don't know how else to communicate my feelings to her. Incredible person, as everybody's already noted. She wore her heart on her sleeve. She told you what she felt, and it was very endearing. One of my favorite people. I don't know how else to communicate that. And first, Tara, thank you for having this, especially for all of us who are serving our 14 days of quarantine because we travel and we can't be there in person. So thank you very much for having this. And I want to say that the celebration of life is so heartwarming for me to think and recall all of my interactions with Rahsan. I don't know how else to communicate that. I won't say any more because I'm going to break down and cry. She's in heaven and she's smiling on all of us. And I'm enjoying this.
That's a good friend, Ron.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that so much, Ron. It's a solemn occasion, but it's a very meaningful one for all of us. So thank you very much for that. And a big virtual hug to you, and your tears represent all of us right now. We have someone listed as iPhone with no picture. So we're gonna just, I can't even spotlight you. So if you'd like to speak next, would you, Evren, if you'd like to speak.
Oh, Evren. Evrencim. Evren sesi gelmiyor. O da bakıyor.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Merhaba Sevil teyzeciğim. Hi Tara, and thank you so much for organizing this and hosting this along with others who have helped you. It's obviously priceless to come together this way. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Evren, and I'm Rahsan's cousin, one of her cousins, from her mom's side and from my dad's side. So Sevil and my dad are cousins. So our story was, as a family, we have been living in all different countries throughout the years due to my husband's job. And this summer, we found out quite suddenly that we were going to be moving to Toronto. And as soon as I found that out, I was super happy because I knew that I was going to be here with Sevil and Rahsan. But before I could make the call to them to say that we're coming over, I got the call from Sevil family. And so it was quite a shock to all of us. But we made it to Toronto, and I consider myself lucky that I was here in a way that I could help Sevil have closure with her life here. So the past few weeks have not been easy, but we made it. And just to say that, you know, to come all this way to Toronto, to think that I was going to see both of them and not to be able to, was quite a bit of a shock, but at least I believe I came here with this timing for a very good reason. For Rahsan, like everybody said, she was just as she was, and she was always herself and never compromised. And obviously she was always full of life, full of joy, all embracing, all loving, and no doubt that she could fit so much into her life. But certainly it was too short for us, and too many memories to live together still. But overall, I'm just so grateful to have been born into the same family and to have had a chance to cross paths and to cross families. And I'm sure that my dad, who she loved so much, who she called her Uncle Dido dayı, I'm sure that my dad is taking very, very good care of her now. And she's going to be with her Dido dayısı. And she was always there for us, and she was always there for everyone. And I know that she will continue to be there for us forever. So that's not going to change. And I'm really happy that you organized this, Tara, once again, for all of us to come together, because the emotions that have arisen today are obviously quite real. And thank you for making all this happen. Sevil teyzeciğim, my love for you is huge. Ironically, I'm the one in Toronto now, and you're the one in Istanbul. Hmm?
I said one Paçalıoğlu left the bureau and another Paçalıoğlu moved in. Toronto once a Paçalıoğlu all the time, I guess.
Yes. Yes, I'm filling in the Paçalıoğlu gap.
Yes, I'm filling in.
Yes, I'm here for anything you need. Love you.
Love you, honey. Love you.
Love you.
Thank you so much, Evren. That was very, very beautiful and moving. I believe, and thank you for your kind words. And Kanan, you've raised your hand. Are you ready to speak now? Okay, then unmute yourself and we'll spotlight you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Sevil Hanımcığım, merhabalar. Hi everyone. It's an honor to share this love and all good feelings about my dear friend. I met Rahsan in late 1990s. It was a business project, but not surprisingly, we connected each other, and since then we see each other as much as we can. She was so different and an incredible soul, and she was always connecting me with different business platforms, with different people she loved and wants to share the good aspects of life, and always give courage, encouraging me to be a better person. We established a WhatsApp group called Everything is Going to Be Okay. It's not okay to lose her, but I also believe that spiritually now she's laughing at us and maybe kind of crazy that I'm crying instead of laughing. I miss her, and I was surprised because just a month ago we had a huge argument about the political party. She was so energetic, and the political party that we are both supporting. So creating such an argument is incredible for both of us. And then a few days ago, before she passed away, she wrote us that the Canada chapter of Turkish Women International Network is going to be established. Take care of that network. I'm a little bit ill, so I cannot do best of myself, and I didn't believe her. I told her that you can do with your minimum level of energy incredibly in any terms. And, so it's not easy because she was touching my life in different ways throughout these years, professionally and personally. And now I'm living in Montreal, and it was so good to know that she's nearby and we have opportunity to get together after COVID. Sevil Hanımcığım, sizi çok seviyorum.
Ben de seni canım.
And thank you. Sorry, I'm again crying. Sorry, Rasha. I love you. I miss you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kanan. Your words mean so much to all of us. I'm assuming it's Pat Berger's still audio is not working. So we have quite a few here that I'm just trying to. Is there Mahmoud Ashraf? Would you like to go next?
Ashraf abi.
You don't have video, but you have name. Would you like to speak next? Cebe, would you like to speak next? Cecil Olsar, would you like to speak next?
Oh, yes, hello.
This is who?
Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, what's your name?
Giselle. I'm Giselle from Turkey.
Thank you. Please speak next.
Oh, I have no video, I'm sorry. I don't know Rahsan in personally, but I'm representing Mr. Uğur Terzioğlu, American Turkish Business Council Development.
Thank you for being here, Cecil. Would you
Yeah.
like to say on his behalf?
Yes. He conveyed his condolences first, and they worked for many years closely with Rahsan. And he said she was a very important and a strong woman, and also she was an important woman for Turkish community. He conveyed his condolences. Sevil Hanım, merhaba. Özellikle size selamlarını yolladı Uğur Bey.
Teşekkür ederim, sağ olsun.
Hı hı. Teşekkür ediyorum. Thank you all. Hı hı.
We had 33 people on the call. We've gone through, I think, almost everyone there. Samir Josel, you've joined us. Would you like to say anything on behalf of the loss of Rahsan? Otherwise, I think everyone should have spoken by now.
I'd like to say a few words, if that's okay.
Sure. Who is this?
This is Andrea. I'm Alan's wife. I was welcomed into the family by Rahsan and Sevil.
You are my gelinim. You know that.
I know that. And so I was lucky that Sevil and Rahsan arrived just in time for our wedding. And we had the opportunity to share big moments with them. Rahsan did not hesitate 1 second to come to Montreal for Alan's surprise birthday party. And we also shared small moments, but with her, every moment was special. And she always just understood what was happening and always asked questions that made you think and made you see things that you hadn't noticed or that you hadn't, quite thought of. And we're very lucky that she was an amazing role model for my stepdaughter, Tara and Max. I know she made a big impact on Tara and has shaped her into the young woman that she is. And she filled such a big place in this world. Well, we're very, very lucky to have known her. And last year for my birthday, she called and she said I had to wear a red dress. Unfortunately, I don't own any bright clothing, so I could not wear a red dress. And I've decided I'm going to go buy the brightest, most Rahsan style dress I can find, and I will wear a red dress on my birthday from now on. And I will continue to live life the way she showed us how to live it. I love you, Sevil.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I know Mike hasn't had a chance to speak as yet. If you'd like to go next, Mike.
Sure, it's Mike Ward. I met Rahsan about a dozen years ago when I lived in Istanbul. And I was a Canadian diplomat at the time. And she was with the AmCham. And boy, oh boy, did she introduce me to a lot of people. So I knew her then, but I got to know her better when she moved to Toronto. And then I realized there's a mom as well. And so I got to meet Mom. And in fact, that's how I knew her. It was always Mom. And Rahsan she was a doer. Yeah, she was everything everybody said, but she was, among many of her traits, she was a doer. And she made things happen. I'm with the Canada-Turkey Business Council. She negotiated an MOU with the AmCham in Toronto for us. I'm the guy who was on the plane that Zafar Bey was referring to, that she wanted to have upgraded. And I kept saying, no, it's okay. Turkish Airlines is great. They've given me this seat. And she persisted. And The day before, on August the 14th, she wrote to me, she sent me a text, and you know, here she was sick, and what she was thinking about was that trip. And you know, it was it's just she, and like everybody else has said, she had a big heart. So she was a doer with a big heart. She was always looking to make things better, get things done, and to help out as much as she could. So it's somebody I'll never forget. Rahsan, she was one of those people. I was on a conference call earlier today, and we're looking for people to speak at an event, and some of them are, you know, give cookie cutter remarks. These are some senior people in government, and but Rahsan wasn't like that. If you asked her to speak at an event, she spoke from the heart, and she made a lot of sense. It was a pleasure knowing her, and I hope I get to see Mom again sometime soon.
I'd love to see you in Istanbul.
Well, hopefully soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike. I think, Samir, would you like to say anything? Or I think that might be our last person. Before we go to Samir.
I'd be happy to. This is Samir Dosal from the Canada-Pakistan Business Council. Great to see so many friends. And the atmosphere is somber, but from the conversation and what I recall, what an amazing person this lady is, as far as I'm concerned. And thank you, Tara, and thank you, Sinem, for coordinating and recognizing it's all upon us to do these kind of things. This wonderful lady, I wish and pray for her next journey above in the heavens. And on behalf of Canada-Pakistan Business Council, I would like to extend our complete condolences to her and to the family that she has created, the bond that she had created. So all the very best. Our prayers are with you. And Tara, keep up the good work. I'm so pleased to see that you continue to make that connection happen with the community at large. Good evening, everybody. Thank you.
So thank you for your kind words, Samir. Has anyone else not spoken or want to say anything?
Can I have a few words? I'm from Istanbul, Gülçin. Hi, Sevil teyze and Rahsan's dear friends and family. I know her since high school, very old days, teenage years. I want to say she was so sensitive and caring about our daughters, our sons. Just 3 months ago, one of our friends' daughter was getting married in this COVID time, pandemic time, and she texted me a message and asked me to arrange a gift. She started that. So with this chain, I gathered my friends and we made a gift for our friend's daughter marriage. Last year, I work as a doctor. Last year, she called me and asked me that if I can make a favor, and said she has a friend in the intensive care unit. She was terminally ill, and want me to go to her and say that Rahsan loves you. And I went and saw her friend, and after a few hours she lost her life. And afterwards Rahsan was very thankful. And my son lives in Boston. She told me people who she know in Boston, and told me that he can call her anytime. And one thing is, as Mr. Gari told that story, our beloved, my beloved friend Ayse, we lost her 4 years ago. I heard that story when we came together one night. They told me about the patient that Ayse saved his life. Rahsan and Ayse told me, I know that they're together there now. Thank you for arranging this meeting, and good evening, everyone.
Thank you so much. I think everyone has spoken now. So Khalid, do you want to say anything before Seville? And once again, I just want to thank everyone for being here. And you know, this has been recorded so that everyone can share these memories over and over again. And it's deeply, deeply wonderful of you all to give your time. Now, had we known there'd be more people on Zoom, though we have a full house here in person, we would have had it earlier. As many of you, it's 1 in the morning in Turkey, so we really appreciate that. So Galip, would you like to speak next?
Yes. Good evening, everybody. First of all, Tara, great thanks for organizing this event. And thanks to Sevil Hanım. I spent the dinner with her tonight. You know, lots of chat and good old memories. I'm happy to say that I think she's running okay due to all the circumstances. I met her and Rahsan about 40 years ago, one of the 2 strong ladies I've ever met in my entire life. And as everybody said, Rahsan is a special person, special friend, special daughter, you know, special businesswoman, lots of energy, motivation. You know, I known her for about 8 years, but I never heard something negative once. Always positive, always good feelings and courage. But you know what the heck? She unfortunately had a not enough long life. But you know, would like to thank all of you to share this great night. And I will pass the words to Sevil Hanım. She's in good hands in Istanbul. You know, we hope to see you all in the future as well.
Thank you so much, Galip.
As I told you, the word thank you is not enough to any one of you who has said such nice words about my daughter. Life from now on definitely will be different for me, because everything you think should go in its natural order, but Almighty is the one who decides about it. Maybe in one way now tonight I thought I'm lucky in one way that all of you talked so nicely of my daughter. If I had passed away before her, maybe I would have never known how much she was loved. Mothers only think that they are the ones who love their kids. Now I see that it's not that. I learned it at the age of 83. For that reason, I'm grateful to all of you, but especially to Tara, who have thought of it, and Shule, who have been such a big support. I'm really, really, in my heart, I'm grateful, and maybe I'm not much of a help in the future, or maybe even today, but anything that I could do, please let me know. I'd love to be a sort of help to each one of you who have been so supportive. Thank you. Thank you. God be with you all.
Thank you so much, Sevil. My heart and all of us, our hearts go out to you. I don't know if you can see the video here, but we are here live. Let's see what we look like live for you. Here we go. So I'll try and spotlight some of us here. If everyone can say, everyone can speak. And we just say goodbye.
Thank you, sir. Bless you.
Thank you. Okay, if everyone wants to say goodbye from all of us.
Bye. Thank you. Good dreams. Bye-bye.
And Mohammed also has this message that Rahsan was a very nice person met in 2012. She's the best friend of his sister Hiba. We're really missing her, but the blessing is in she's in a better place. May she rest in peace. We all love you, as well as your kind mother, Seville. Thanks for organizing this meeting. We all love you, Seville, Ashraf, Daulat, Ali, and Ali. And I'm sure there'll be many, many more messages, but Seville, just goodbye from all of us. And we're just so thankful to have you and have her in our lives. Bless you. Bye-bye. We'll end the call now. Thank you.
Bye, Seville.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.